Hey, welcome back, bookworms. This week's show is entitled Hammers and Hoohas.
Do you mean Mjolnir and Hoohas?
Meow meow?
Stay tuned, guys. This week on Litwits, we're going to talk about Amazon. Surprise!
Shocker! Because we don't spend enough time doing that.
Pretty much, but they stay in the news.
They're like the mean girls that you don't want to look at, but you can't.
There's no such thing as bad publicity, and they've taken this to heart.
Indeed they have.
I believe it. So I'm sure most of you have already seen that they have dropped Kindle Unlimited.
And this was last Friday.
Yes.
So not quite a week ago.
Yeah. So what exactly is Kindle Unlimited?
Kindle Unlimited is Amazon's way of getting on this kind of Netflix of books.
Well, the subscription, digital
Yeah,
books.
the digital subscription where you pay a certain amount a month and you get access to their library. You can read on your little Kindle machine.
I mean, we've talked Oyster Books. There's one called Scribd. I'm not really sure. Whatever. It's SCRIBD.
And, we talked the library one. What was that called?
Overdrive.
We talked Overdrive.
There's one called, what's the Target one?
Target has one?
Librify.
I was unaware of this one before.
I don't know if it's Target has it or if Target promotes it. Like if they're part of the network.
Just don't give them your credit card.
We've got a few of these digital subscription services floating around.
And Amazon, being the kind of kingpin, we're going to have our hand in every little buddy's pie, has decided they're going to have their own version of this. Now,
we have mixed feelings.
Very mixed. Now, you said you tried it out.
I did try it out.
And what did you think?
So, we're going to start with the application first and then move into the reasons why we're not so keen on it in the first place.
I agree. Okay.
So I downloaded it, and this is what's interesting, and this is why I do kind of think that it may have some ideas. It may be going somewhere. You just go into your Kindle app that you already have.
No extra, nothing to download?
No extra. The only thing you do is you scroll down, so when you go into your Kindle app, and you go to the Kindle store.
I have one of those.
Yeah. I know, right?
I know.
I'm excited. You just kind of scroll down, and it's like you have your book list, so you have your new titles, you have your bestsellers, you have the different genres on the right-hand side there. Kindle Unlimited pops up right there. You click it.
You just click it.
You click it. And then it opens up to your next page, and you say, hey, start my free 30-day trial. And you click that button.
And you're off and running.
And you're in. It took me 5 seconds.
Okay, that's not bad.
5 seconds.
That's because some of the ones we've reviewed are you have to sacrifice your firstborn to get it, but this one actually sounds like fairly easy to use.
It was awesome. And then you just click on Kindle Unlimited again, and it has everything that's listed under Kindle Unlimited.
Now, there should be a lot listed on there because if you look at some of the stuff that Amazon's put out, they're claiming over 600,000 titles for you to choose from in this Kindle Unlimited library. However,
well,
let me.
1 second, because
hold that. However,
there's one more thought to this.
Okay.
When you click on the book that you want out of all these lists that you can pick,
many books.
Okay, you just click on the book and it says read it for free or buy it now. So you have the option to do whichever one you want. Have the book.
Well, kind of.
Or read the book. And then it just pops up in your Kindle library. It's that easy.
Okay, now let me ask you this. The Kindle Unlimited is $10 a month, $9.90, whatever. It's $10 a month. $9.99, $10 a month.
Oyster Books was $9.95, and Scribd is $8.99.
So all right around the same area. But you're already paying for the Kindle Unlimited. You're paying this $10 a month.
Yes.
But you said you can purchase a book through Kindle Unlimited to
You
have.
can. You can.
So you're paying money for your subscription, but you're also
Well, you
purchasing
could
a book?
choose to.
You can choose to.
Because what happens is you only get up to 10 books at a time in Kindle Unlimited, which is, I think, the same number that you can do in Oyster Books. I think it was 10.
I think they're all roughly the same format on most of these things.
So you have it in your library and then it disappears. So if you want to keep that book and you don't want to keep getting it from Kindle Unlimited, which I'm not really sure what the benefit there is, except for the fact that I'm probably not going to pay for it.
And see,
I'm doing my 30-day free trial.
I'm an owner. I want to own my books. That's why I have such a hard time with these oysters and whatnot. I'm like, but I have it, and I'm
going to give you your however right now, though.
Okay.
I'm going to wrap it up in a little
However.
gift for you. At this point, I will not be paying the $10 once my 30-day trial is up.
And is it because of the however?
And it's your however, and I'm going to go ahead and give it to you.
My however. We finally got around to my however.
Yay!
Amazon is boasting these 600,000 titles, and when you first go into some of the stuff and you're looking at it on Amazon, like I did, it does boast some really big names. Harry Potter.
Yes.
The Little Hobbit trilogy. With the Little Hobbit people.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. I knew that.
The Hunger Games trilogy.
So, I mean, it draws you in with these really big, popular names, but then you start going through it, and I did a little research on this. Almost 90% of the titles that are being offered on this Kindle Unlimited are their self-published authors. They're not the big names. And don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against self-published authors or reading, expanding and finding new little gems hidden amongst. However, if you're going to boast all these titles, and people are going to go in expecting to get their favorite books, their recent releases,
Yes.
you're going to be kind of disappointed. Not only because of all these self-published, but the big 5 publishing houses, HarperCollins, all those people, none of their works or authors are going to be available on Kindle Unlimited.
Well, here's where it's a little murky right now.
Okay, give me the mark, because everything I
Amazon
read...
did this kind of quickly, not under the table, but kind of shady. And there are a lot of books on there currently, or not a lot, but I'm probably exaggerating there a wee bit, but some of the big books that are on there, they didn't ask permission for.
Ooh, sucky
So they're
Amazon.
on there it's
Okay.
called on there without consent. And at this time, I think the reason that they haven't booked on it, because some of the books that are on the big 5 publishers are in Kindle
I wonder if
Unlimited.
the big 5 publishers know about this.
And I think the reason why they're not fighting it is they get paid the full amount as though someone purchased that book. Because I downloaded a book today, and it got paid. The publisher got paid that amount. As
Okay.
though I had downloaded the book. Whatever their fee is, whatever their negotiated fee is, they got that money. So I'm not really sure that they're going to fight it at this time.
See, I'm going to disagree. I think they are going to come where
They're getting their money.
They're getting their money. However, if you remember back Bookworms, Amazon has this whole feud going with some of these publishers over ebook rights.
That's true.
So I'm thinking they're going to take any opportunity they can to stick it.
Well,
to
they
Amazon.
haven't yet. So I'm really
lying in
interested to
wait.
see. I'm really interested to see. It's only been a week. If a week, it might even only be 6 days. By the time
Yeah,
you
it's
see
only-
this, it probably will be
Probably
a week.
will
but,
have been
yeah.
a week.
But I'm really, I don't know. I'm not sure. The self-publishers though are getting.
They're getting
the
gypped, Bookworms.
yeah.
Now,
I feel pretty bad for them.
like, okay, I'm not 100% sure of all the little details. I don't speak legalese. However, the way it breaks down from my understanding, and I might be wrong. If I'm wrong and you know it, let us know, and we'll be happy to
Because
correct ourselves.
we've tried to do as much research on this as possible.
But you always get a lot of differing things out there. The way I understand it, these self-publishers who are on the Kindle Unlimited are only getting a fraction of what they could possibly get if they sold their books outright, even downloadable books. Now, the way I think it works, bear with me, I could be wrong here.
And I might correct her.
Oh, please do, because...
Not correct, but we've got to bounce off each other with this one.
Okay, now, help me. Amazon has their global fund.
It's a pool.
They have
Let's
this
go
much.
with a circle.
They have this much. And these self-publishers get a percentage of that global fund based on how much of their book is read. Not how many people read their book, but it is a percentage of how much of their book gets read. If it's less than 10% or something like that.
Well, if the reader doesn't get through 10%, then they don't get paid.
Exactly.
But there's not, after 10%, there's not a cutoff point. Like, it's you either do or you don't after 10%. And we kind of talked about this before.
A little bit.
10% is, a lot of books will do, like, read this excerpt you get to read this chapter
Yeah.
for free before you purchase the book. And I don't really agree with the 10% factor, but I can kind of understand it from that viewpoint a little bit. I mean, if I'm not going to get through 10%, I mean, it's going to disappear from my library, so it's not like I have the book or anything. You know, like,
and
it's kind of like the free trial. I'm getting it, I'm reading
but
it, I don't enjoy it, so I'm just going to
but
send
these
it back.
publishers
So they're not paying him
are
for
giving,
it.
you know, are selling these, not really even selling these titles, but are using this Kindle Unlimited to get these titles out there without necessarily being guaranteed the returns that they would get if they went through another avenue.
And they never really know how much it's going to get because it goes into this big pie, this big slush fund, and everybody who
Is
makes
eating
it past
off the
that
same
10% gets they split it equally.
So if your book is
So
doing
it can-
really awesome
it'll
and this
range.
one's not doing so great,
But it gets past 10%,
they're getting
they get a piece of your pie.
and that's I don't think that's cool. And I forget exactly who it was talking about it. I read an article, but they were encouraging these self-publishing authors to stay away from the Kindle Unlimited, not only for this whole
Digitalbooks.com.
you might get gypped out of your money here, but Amazon is pushing all these exclusivity clauses on people, so you can't even shop your stuff around for the length that's on Kindle Unlimited.
There's 3 stages. So there's the self-published author, there's the best-selling self-published author, which I'm not really sure. I think those are the Amazon imprints.
Okay, yeah.
So there's, I think, 14 imprints, and they're best-selling. They've proven themselves over Amazon's time, and they've gotten this special little merit badge, if you will.
They got the thumbs up.
Here we go. And so they get a little bit more leeway. So they get a little bit more percentage of the pie. They are also willing or able to pay or to sell their books on their own websites or Barnes & Noble. And then you have the without consent, which are the big guys.
Those people who really don't want their
get
stuff on there.
paid the negotiated price they were going to get paid anyway.
Yeah.
So
I know we have a couple authors out there, and even at least one self-published author
that
out
we've
there,
had on our own show.
Mr. Michael David Anderson. If you're watching this episode,
Of course he's watching it, and all of his fans are watching it too, right?
we hope we're not talking to ourselves. But we'd like weigh in. If you know something a little bit more about this, or you have an idea of how it works, and you need to school us. We'd like to hear about it.
We would like to hear about it because I'm really interested to see if self-published authors prior to this drop,
The new unrolling.
yeah, if they have to stick with this whole thing, or is it just going forward? Is it just self-published authors going forward? Like, are the other ones grandfathered into the whatever contracts they already had?
Now, see, that would be shady.
But I mean, I don't put it past.
Amazon's kind of been shady lately. I mean,
Amazon to me is. It's just another big corporation, and
kind of a
they do
necessary
have their
evil.
positives. I am a huge Kindle user. I love my Kindle app. I love reading digitally, but
there's always the but.
when there's a but,
And this one's kind of
this is a big
This
but.
is a big but. This is like Sir
and this is one of those
Mix-a-Lot
times I'm not
singing a
really
song
sure I
about
like
this
big
but.
butts.
Exactly. So
So let us know.
Let us know
We're
what you
very
think.
interested, and we will keep tuned because we will want to talk about this again in the future.
I don't think this one's
And
going away.
They have a chance. They have a huge chance to make something of this. Right now, I'm gonna go thumbs down. I'm
gonna
going to use it for the next
gonna
30
use it
days
'cause it's
because it's
free.
free. And they do have the Whisper Sync with the Audible books. It's a limited Audible collection.
I thought they only had like
I
1,000.
It's a little over
titles.
1,000, 2,000, something like that.
So
So, I don't know. If you have an Audible account, though, like if you pay for an Audible subscription, then you get all of Audible through Kindle Unlimited.
but you can't get all of Audible through.
No.
Sorry.
The Ninja Fruit Flies.
The Ninja Fruit Flies, man. We tried great
They're
tactics.
not going anywhere. We're kind of settled in.
I'm
And
gonna, like,
we're
get
learning this whole give and take relationship.
I'm planning napalm. I don't know what you're talking about. Give and take. I'm gonna bomb them.
All right, so let us know what you think, and we'll
Hit us
keep
up.
you tuned with the Kindle Unlimited. Hit the books.
Pew, pew.
I shared one of my favorite authors with this lovely lady.
And I thank her for it.
She ate that thing up.
I'm still actually nibbling on it. I am.
What I love about Hit the Books, the way we do it anyway, is we take new books and we take old books and we just share the love.
We don't discriminate.
We don't care.
We're not ageist
We don't only
here.
do new things here. We keep up some of the the oldies. The goldies? The
golden oldies?
I don't know what I'm trying to say there. But
Goldie Hawn, I don't know.
I shared A. Lee Martinez, who is phenomenal. I love him. He's really good. I think he has 8 novels at this point.
I don't know. I just
Maybe a
read the
little bit more.
one, and I'm still got like this much left in it because I have to work and sometimes I can't do what I want.
I started on book 6.
Which is Divine Misfortune.
Yeah, Divine Misfortune.
And oh my God.
Because I knew she'd love it.
Hilarious.
I wanted to put my hooks in her and drag her
She's
in that way.
like a little drug dealer. Like the first one's free, and then like you want it.
Gateway drug to A. Lee Martinez.
Apparently, because I didn't get 2 pages into this thing, and I'm like,
He is.
I was laughing out loud.
brilliant. He is so funny. He's so dry.
You know who he puts me in the mind of, though?
I know who you're gonna say.
I don't. Maybe you do, maybe you don't.
I know exactly who you're gonna
Terry
say.
Pratchett.
Yep.
He
That's
puts
his
me in the
number
mind
one-
of Terry Pratchett.
That's his number one example. The second one, believe it or not, is Douglas Adams. Because
I can see that.
some of his books are sci-fi.
See, I probably won't read the sci-fi ones just because I hated Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but...
Well, the one that... Okay, so the first one I read was Emperor Mollusk versus the Sinister Brain.
That's a wordy title.
It was really good, though. It's a little bit more sci-fi, and that's where you kind of get into the vein of Douglas Adams. And the reason why people compare him so much, and I hate it and love it at the same time, it's such a small market. Fantasy comedy, to this degree, is such a tiny,
You kind of can't help that there's going to be some
little-
overlap.
There's going to be some overlap, because he does it so well.
He really does. I mean, the dry humor, the kind of... the satirical social commentary that I found running through the entire book is really kind of, it's spot on, but it's also very similar. If you've read anything by Terry Pratchett or Douglas Adams, you're going to note the similarities, but I think it's important to point out that they are
He has his own voice, though.
unique. Yeah.
And he's not trying to be either one of those guys.
No, he can do his own thing.
Yeah, he
and
really
I'm enjoying
can.
his own thing.
And what I really love the most, and this is through all of his books, well, almost all of his books, he takes reality and puts a drop of food coloring into this plain white liquid that we have going on, and it just kind of feeds through.
It's a very subtle... Like, I know, I read a lot of supernatural kind of stuff where they bash you over the head with it.
Right.
This is all, you can almost go, okay, that's plausible. Like, I can, yeah, okay, I'm down with this.
Yeah. So, I'm going to go ahead and say our spoilers, because I want to talk a little bit about it. And I'm not going to give away the ending.
Because I haven't even read the ending yet, so...
Well, she's a pretty quick reader. I only gave it to her 2 days ago. So, I mean, she's got pretty
And
far.
I worked all day.
Yeah, so I don't want to ruin the ending by any means, because it's really good, and I kind of didn't really see it coming. I should have, but I didn't. But I do kind of want to get started on it a little bit.
Okay.
So,
Where to begin? Okay, here's the thing. Gods, they're there. Gods and goddesses, they're a completely accepted fact of everyday life. And they kind of have, like, almost a governmental feel.
see, I was going to go matchmaking service.
Well, they do in the, hey, we got a god for you. What kind of god? You know,
Yeah.
I'm Hades. I like long walks on the beach. But they have their own kind of system of order and their own enforcement.
Well, it's a hierarchy. So you have your really pretty girls and your really hot guys. And then you have the girls and the guys who are kind of normal and who are trying really hard and trying to be
like
witty
them.
and smart and everything. And then you have the people you love them for their personality. How's that not a dating site?
I will give you a dating site. They even call it pantheon.com. We can match you with your god. But you also have the Agency for Divine Affairs.
That's true.
And they team mortals with gods, and they enforce, you know, the rules.
Well,
and,
because there has to be some kind of enforcement.
and that's where I get
When
the
you
kind of
mix-
government feeling.
When you mix immortality and mortality and you throw them into a pot. and you're
Wackiness ensues.
like, yeah, pretty much.
Someone has to be there to control the wacky.
So it's really kind of, what level are you willing to commit to, God? And the main couple in our novel, they don't really want to do that much. But they're tired of being overturned in the boardroom and
You know,
in the job
so-and-so's
place.
Sumerian god got him that promotion, and
Yeah.
Terry and Phil are sitting here like, and I think they act like a lot of middle Americans where they're like, we work hard, we have it okay, but we just can't seem to get ahead.
This is middle class suburbia at its finest. And then you sprinkle in Luca.
And what would you do if you could hook up with a god like Luca, who's the god of prosperity and luck, and he brings good times?
Well, what I really like about it is it's like Small Fortune. So, like, their first time, they find hundreds of dollars worth of change at the office, in the car, in their couch. They get scratch-off tickets, and they win $50.
It's little things. He's not going to change your life. Like, you're not going to become the next president of the United States.
You're not going to win the $300 million lottery.
But you could step in some gum and have a $100 bill stuck in that gum that you stepped on.
Absolutely. It's awesome. It's really neat. And all you have to do is give him a couch to sleep on. Well, actually, he doesn't sleep on the couch. He gets a bedroom, right?
He gets a bedroom, but
and a little altar that he pours. You pour soda into it. It's the cutest little thing ever.
He just wants some place to crash. You know, if you let him crash with you for, he's got your back.
Yeah,
he's got your gas money.
So then we've got another little part of the story. Sif.
I actually love Sif. I love Sif.
Did you ever watch the cartoon Ruby Gloom?
No.
All right. There's a girl named Misery. If anyone out there said it, please send me a shout out because I love Misery. But anyway, it's Sif. She's the goddess of love.
Well, she was the goddess of love. She was the goddess of love.
No, she still is the goddess of love.
She's now the goddess. No, she's now the goddess of heartbreak and tragedy. She's actually shifted her goddessness. She's no longer a goddess of love. She brings unhappiness, and she will wither your genitals.
And she chooses you. You don't get to choose her. Just don't be nice to anybody on the bus stop.
Don't say hi. Don't comment on the weather, because it could be a god in disguise, and all of a sudden you're the high priestess for this really miserable chick who's gonna suck the life out of you.
She literally sucks the life out of you. And I really like, is it Bonnie?
Bonnie, yes.
Yeah, because she's a bookstore worker. It's the cutest little thing.
She kind of lucks into being Sif's high priestess, and when I say lucks, I mean not really. She's really pissed off. She does not want this gig.
No. And then we have the third part of our little love triangle. I'm sure you didn't see us going with that, did you? What? Then you have, is it Gorzo?
I'm going to say Gorzo. There's an O. I'm going to say Gorzo.
Gorzo. He's the god of chaos.
He's not a nice dude.
He demands blood.
And not only blood, but he demands you eat gophers and steal money and burn it in his name.
So we have a god who wants cream soda and room and board. And then we have a goddess who wants to eat all of your happiness and suck your soul out like a Dementor. And then we have the god of chaos who wants blood and meat and beef jerky.
Yeah, and apparently Milwaukee's best beer.
Yeah.
Which I don't know who wants that, but he wants to live in your basement.
He basically wants a frat boy job.
Yeah. So you have these three main gods. You get some cameos from the other ones, and you're kind of like, hey, I've heard of you. Or at least I have with several of these. I was like, hey.
Well, yeah, because there are some actual pagan gods from true mythology mixed in and peppered in with some that are obviously made for contemporary use.
Yeah. But you get a little Thor here. You get a muse over here.
We have some appearances. I mean, because what we're mainly dealing with, the ones who deal with the humans, are kind of the lower rung of the gods.
They're the lesser gods.
Yeah, they're the ones who have been forgotten and want to come back full force.
And they need us as humans to follow them and give tribute and give them power.
Exactly. So, and the more followers you have, the more appealing your dating website.
Like Zeus, for example, won't even let you look at his without a credit check. Because he's Mr. Hoity-Toity Fans.
Pretty much. So, I mean, I just think it's pretty neat. So, I definitely want you to check out the book.
I'm 90% of the way through it, and I'm like, oh my god, can I read the next book by this person?
It's so good. I have them.
See, I'm going to be borrowing the rest of these. I know what I'm doing for the next week.
Some of them in paper form. So, I've got paper, and I can lend.
I got 5 on it.
But Ailey Martinez is on Goodreads, and he writes a blog. Follow him on Twitter, Ailey Martinez. Follow him on Facebook. He is so funny. He'll add you. He's really great. He's brilliant. He throws out all these little barbs.
Ailey Martinez.
I do stalk Ailey Martinez, but in the nicest way possible. It's a media stalking. I don't know what the A stands for. Therefore, I can't be a real stalker.
Angelo. I'm going to say it's Angelo.
It needs to be something really Alejandro.
No, I like Angelo.
Alejandro Le Martinez.
No, I like you just took mine and changed it around a little bit.
Pretty much. I improved upon you.
You suck.
You should take it as flattery.
No, I take it as you sucking. This is why we can't have nice things. That's why we can't have nice shows.
Go read it.
Go read it.
Let us know. Tweet me at Darth Crow. You probably won't want to tweet at
I'm at Slayer Stick, but I never get on my
She doesn't respond to any of my tweets, so I'm sure she's not going to respond to yours.
I
Although
could.
maybe
I would respond to
if
them.
she gets enough, if we poke the bear enough, she might roar.
You want to see me roar?
But anyway, seriously, follow Ailey Martinez. It's really good. I like him a lot.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah. 3.
All right, bookworms. We're going to do some bookworms assemble, and I need you to assemble around me here.
Bookworms is simple.
Da-da-da!
Sorry, I didn't. Everybody gather around, children.
Come.
We need to talk.
We need to talk about some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not all going to be good stuff.
Well, it's going to start very well.
No, it's going to start on a positive note, but then it might,
We might get a little...
it might fall apart, and we might get a little rant.
But then we're going to pick up the pieces and put them back together and say thank you.
So, be aware of what's going to go down right now. I'm sure you've all have heard, and if you haven't heard, let me drop some knowledge on you.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel has made a kind of big announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Thor.
Thor.
We all know him. Handsome guy, nice hair, pecs for days.
Beautiful hair.
We all know him, and we all love him.
Mm-hmm.
Thor's about to get a makeover. Thor's getting a sex change.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
You're actually incorrect.
No, I'm not.
He's dying.
The character of Thor is becoming something else.
No, he's dying. And the new Thor is taking his place. I'm sorry.
What I'm trying to say.
I know what you're trying to say. This is one time where semantics really need to be spot on.
You're splitting the little hairs.
No, this isn't a split in the hair. Because it's not like I'm like changing into a man. It's I'm dying and you're taking my place. You're picking up the mantle.
But the character as itself, I'm not talking the actual progression of the character story. I'm saying that we're taking something that's blah and we're making it blah.
Okay, people out there know what we're talking about at this point. Okay.
Thor's no longer going to be a dude.
True.
We're going to have a female Thor.
Yes.
Not Lady Thor.
Not Lady Thor.
Not She-Thor. Not Thor Girl.
Because there was a Thor girl in 2000-ish.
Like the Spider-Girls and Supergirls that have preceded them.
Thor.
Straight up Thor. Like, what up? I'm Thor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you like my shoes? I'm Thor. And they're going to be nice shoes because she's now a woman.
Why do you have to start with the shoes? You are feeding into the problem.
I am merely using that as an example of what we're going to talk about here in a minute.
Nice.
That was irony.
That was. I'm actually pretty impressed. She even got me.
What?
And I knew it was coming.
All that to say that this is kind of not necessarily the only time it's been attempted or done, but this is really like the first really big time that a group in its prime, like Marvel, is at the top of its hill right now, is going, you know what? Change up.
Yeah, they're not shaking things up to try to get people. They're shaking things up because they can make a difference.
They can. So they decided, you know what? Hey, Thor's a chick now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really excited about this news. I read it and I was like,
still am.
oh my God.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But then I read some of the comments that people were making, and some people are pissed off.
All right.
Really upset by this.
I'm going to say, were you really surprised?
I was surprised, and I was surprised that I was
very
surprised.
discouraged.
I was disappointed a little. I thought it'd be welcomed with a little more positiveness.
In the interweb's defense, the people that you hear the most from are always going to be the naysayers in any realm.
That's true.
But shut up.
Ooh.
Shut up.
You got told.
Shut up. Come on, people. We are in 2014. The A game is saying, you know what? We want to bring in some more A game. That's all that's going on. That's it. That's it. We can take care of you. We can provide for you. We can do everything else for you. But we can't wield the Mjolnir.
Meow meow? Meow meow?
Come on.
Meow meow?
We could pick up a flipping hammer. I could show you. Let me have a hammer and go at you. I'll show you how I can wield a hammer.
Don't give her a hammer. Hammers to you are like blades to me. We should never be allowed to play with them.
We should be allowed to play with them because we are the perfectionist with said weaponry.
I just meant I cut people sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
Those people that are sitting there saying that, you know, because there's some really, really nasty, volatile comments out there.
From little tiny men and women. There are women out there, these hashtag anti-feminists, who are blowing up over this little announcement. And I want to say, and I don't care if anyone gets upset with this, it's about damn time.
It is.
It is about damn time. And all you people who are running your little mouths and expressing such shock and outrage that a woman can be your hero. Not your heroine, not your busty sidekick, but your freaking hero.
Right.
Shut your face.
Yeah.
Don't want to hear it.
I mean, now, granted, Thor is coming into a line of, I mean, we've got Captain Marvel, we've got Storm, we've got Wonder Woman, we have female superheroes.
We do.
But
However,
to be in this type of position, I mean, this is kind of a new thing. It's a big deal. And I'm really excited. And I know you're going to get a lot of information, a lot of groups, I'm reading it all over the blogs. I'm reading it all over Twitter. I'm reading it all over Facebook. I mean, the San Diego Comic-Con is going on right now. It is everywhere. There are panels, YouTube, everybody's talking. The reason everybody's talking is because this is a monumental shift in comic books, in superheroes, in women, in literature. I mean, we have some great heroines in literature.
you do in literature, but I think comic books, especially traditionally, have had very strict gender roles that I think women have, especially their female heroes, have been put into. And like I said, they're
the effective armor.
the super busty lycra clad.
Here, let me rip this shirt open to show my cleavage. Maybe we'll get some more
Like,
views.
I'm gonna fight crime in my 6-inch stripper heels.
Yeah.
Like, they have been.
I can fight crime in 6-inch stripper heels.
I can't walk
You've
in
seen
6-inch
me
stripper
run
heels.
in the rain in the parking lot.
I can't walk
It
over
can be done.
soft, flat surfaces barefooted and not trip.
Am I a female superhero and I just don't know it yet?
You could
Maybe
be.
I'm in training to be a female superhero.
You are
I don't even know
one
yet.
you are one lab accident away
Pretty much.
from being a superhero.
Mm-hmm. What can I get bit by?
I have so many responses to that, and none of them are appropriate. I'm sorry. We had a whole thing that we were talking about, and we just completely forgot what it was. So we're gonna go back to
We
that
didn't
now.
forget. I just got a little embarrassed. That's all because I opened my big mouth.
Is now the time to mention the book snake?
No, I was like hoping you would not say. I'm gonna get out my hammer and hit the book snake.
Meow meow.
Yes, the Mjolnir.
Meow meow.
She can't say it. Say it.
Meow meow. Mjolnir.
No. She can't say it.
Mjolnir.
Anyway, so let's give them some examples of some other heroines that we really love.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Let's go with your favorite.
Y'all knew I was gonna throw this one out.
Mm-hmm.
Buffy.
Buffy.
And even
What about Zoe?
Zoe, Firefly Zoe.
Mhm.
She is a badass. She's a badass chica.
Mm-hmm.
Takes no stocko.
And let's see here. Joss Whedon. What does he have to do with Marvel and?
Oh, you mean Joss Whedon, who directed
Buffy
the
and
Avengers
Zoe.
and wrote and directed much of the Buffy series,
Mhm.
and Angel and Firefly, and he's the awesomeness.
Yeah,
sauce?
he's the awesomeness. He has a quote, and I'm just paraphrasing because I can't remember exactly. I'm going to keep writing strong female characters because you keep asking me why I do it. And I know that's paraphrased, but that's essentially the message. I mean, he loves women and men, and he writes them equally. He gives them equal power.
I think, yes, 90% of the time, I'm going to agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you look closely at
Well,
Buffy,
there are moments.
you are gonna see those times where Buffy doesn't pass the Brechtel test.
Mm-hmm. Oh. So you're pulling out the big guns. You're pulling out the comic strip.
What's
Do you know that came from, what is it called? The Dykes over there? I think.
Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm. I think the panel. It's a comic panel from. It started in '85, I think.
Old school.
Yeah, and it's the Bechdel test. So, are there more than two female characters, or two or more female characters?
Mm-hmm.
And do they talk about something other than a man, and their hair and their nails and like la di da di da?
And part of the greatness of Buffy is some of the drama, and it's the emotional drama that comes from their interpersonal relationships. And I get that. I enjoy that.
I want to be
However,
a girl. I want to wear pink, and I want to wear lace, and I want to wear leather, and I want to kick your ass. Why
You want
can't I
it
have
all.
all those things?
You can have all those things.
Well, that's what Joss Whedon does. He kind of is
he
with
kind
society. I understand, like,
he's
Buffy
very-
does talk about her hair a little bit too much.
But you're right. Joss is a very accurate example, I think, of how current society feels about these things. They've kind of taken the shift a little bit. They're going down the path, not always hitting the right mark, but we are still a far cry from where we've been in years past.
Until Thor.
Until Thor.
So, Thor. Pretty excited.
Meow meow.
In case you can't tell.
We are super excited about this.
pretty
And I
excited.
cannot wait. I'm going to be like first in line when this stuff starts coming out and I can actually get it and have it and own it and experience it.
So, did you read the article where Joss Whedon came out and said he wants Starbuck, Katie Sackhoff from Battlestar Galactica?
I did not.
If you listen to the guys at that stupid podcast, I think they touched on it. Was it today in pop culture? Popped culture?
I thought,
No,
no.
it was last week. I don't remember. It was in pop culture though. It was either episode 20 pop culture or episode 21 pop culture. Look them up. You need to watch both of them anyway. But they talked about it. So it's not like we can really like... But I'm going to say it again too. Sorry.
We can
'Cause I love her.
reiterate.
She's gorgeous. And she's awesome. And she kicks butt. She kicks so much tail.
So much?
So much. Like so much.
Like that much tail.
That much tail. Really more than that, but I don't have arms to go around the galaxy tail.
If I could hug the world.
We could hug the world.
If I could teach the world to sing.
I'll
And
buy
if
you
anyone
a
else
Coke.
gets that,
I'll buy you a Coke.
hilarious. You'll buy me a Coke?
I'll buy you a Coke.
Is it going to say share a Coke with Casey?
Do you think we can find one that says share the Coke with Thor? Do they have a line where you can write it in?
Can I share a Coke with Meow Meow? Okay, so if we can, we get tangent-y bookworms. We do this. This is even.
Well, this is a good tangent all the way.
I think this is all very relevant tangent.
Yeah. The one more thing that I do want to talk about on the heroes and heroines is our literature heroes and heroines.
We do have some really kick-ass female heroines, but I think it's the most interesting when you look at these kick-ass female heroines and then you take their male counterpart, not necessarily in the same series, but you take two very similar character types, one of which is male, one of which is female, and you are going to get very different books out of this.
Well, yeah, and it's not just in books, though. It's also in movies. It's also in Buffy and Angel. But it's Buffy and Angel, and then we've got, let's compare Mal and Zoe. We can compare Dresden and is it
Rachel Morgan from
Morgan?
the comparison series.
So the men all have these leading dominant roles where they're given depth. They're given the cream of the crop of the crime. They're given, like, the crime is the focus. Solving the problem is the focus.
These are doer men.
The adventure is
They do
the
stuff.
focus, the mission. And then you have the women counterparts who have missions. But
do, and they
relate to a man. Like, they rely on a man. Even in, like, How to Train Your Dragon. Like, the woman is like, She-Ra, I'm awesome. I'm doing all these great things. Look at this sanctuary I've helped
And
build.
then 10 minutes after the bad guy shows
comes
up.
in and saves her tail. You know, we always have this thing. So I'm really hoping they don't do this with Thor.
I'm really hoping they don't turn Thor into someone who needs to get her ass saved by Iron Man.
Although, I would want to be saved by Iron Man.
Who wouldn't want to be saved by Iron Man?
Now we're going to get off topic.
I mean, Hulk in his little form is actually not that bad either.
He's always angry. I'll give you something to be angry about. I can do that. I really like push people's buttons.
She really does, Bookworm.
I'll make you Hulk out.
That took a turn that I didn't expect.
Yeah, no, probably not. But anyway, we want to hear your thoughts. So let us know. Don't be rude.
We will
You
not
can
tolerate
tell us
rudeness.
if you disagree, but don't be a jerk about it. Don't troll this. Don't constructive talk. Let's do it.
If you're
We can
really
talk all day
stoked,
long.
let us know you're really stoked. If you're not stoked and you feel like you have legitimate reasons why you're not stoked, give us a good argument. Give us something compelling to think about.
Yeah, I agree because this is big, people. This is really big, and
it's
it's
the first ripple.
I know that this is a comic book. I know that this is pop culture, but
It's not just.
this is what people don't understand. The biggest shifts have always come from something small, and this has real world ramifications.
I think this is an example of art imitating life.
Mm-hmm.
And we as a culture are making this shift and making these changes slowly but surely, and it's starting to be reflected in our entertainment, in our art.
There's no such thing as a fake geek girl. There's no such thing as a secondary person just because they're female. We're through with that. Let's move past that point. We're past that point now.
It should go without saying at this point, but obviously it can't because so many people continue to have these kind of reactions to this kind of news.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, we want to hear from you.
Yeah. Hit us up at thatstupidpodcast.com. You can check us out on YouTube. I think here, like in this little circle here, there's a little thing. Just click on it. Subscribe to us, and you get to see all of our videos, and you get to see the boys. It's better than a fruit fly. Fruit fly ninja. Carry on. Yeah. Anywho, yeah. So check us out. We've got lots of videos. We want to hear some opinions here.
Go to the forum on That Stupid Podcast for the hashtag Bookworm. Talk to us. Talk to her because I'm not on there either.
Yeah. But I do want to do a shout out. Can I do a shout out real quick?
Shout.
There's a gentleman on YouTube. I'm assuming gentleman just because the picture's a gentleman, but it may not actually be a gentleman. But there's a watcher on YouTube, Draken, and he gave us a book suggestion. We have added that to our list, and we're going to do a review on it in probably an episode or two away.
It's not a tiny book, so you got to give us a little time to get through it.
He recommended The Crystal Cave by Mary Stewart. Martha Stewart, sorry. By Mary Stewart, and it's part of the Merlin trilogy. So I've started reading it. It's really good. It's really heavy, though. It's a heavy reading. So thank you for watching. And
thank
stay
you for talking to us.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to get back to you and let you know what we thought about your book.
So we will be reviewing that. So check us out. Subscribe to us. We'll see you later.